Hello everyone. Now we are going to start with the MCQs of the motion chapter. You can read here question number one. The speed time graph shown is for bus traveling between stops, where on a graph is the acceleration of the bus greatest. Okay, so this is the speed time graph given, and we want to know what is the acceleration. So first of all, let's this figure is attached here for reference. We have learned this figure in while learning the chapter. I have told you the slope is zero when suppose this line for a horizontal line we get the zero slope. If the line is steeper, we get the higher slope, and for the steepest line we get the highest slope. Okay, so as the line is steeper, the slope increases. Okay, and suppose this, if I consider this y-axis is nothing but the speed and the x-axis is the time, then the slope of the speed time graph is nothing but the acceleration, which is shown over here. A is nothing but a change in the velocity divided by change in time. Okay, the slope is the change in y-axis divided by change in x-axis. So here, this we can consider as a speed if the motion is in straight line. So this is nothing but change in speed divided by change in time. So the speed time graph slope is the acceleration, and for the highest steepest line the slope is highest. So here this is the speed time graph, so acceleration is nothing but the slope of this graph, and it will be highest for the steeper line. You can see A is close to horizontal, D is also horizontal, B you can say it is the steepest one, C is also almost horizontal line. You can see this is almost horizontal, this is almost horizontal. It is little bit inclined but not steeper like this B. So D is also somewhat horizontal. So we can say B is only the answer because the slope is acceleration and this is the steepest line. The B is on the steepest line. That's why it is having the greatest acceleration. Now the second question. A tennis player hits a ball over the net. Okay, you can see this tennis player is hitting a ball, and this ball is moving in this kind of trajectory or a path. In which position is the ball accelerating? Okay, whenever there is an object which is moving above the surface of the earth, the gravitational force is acting on it. Okay, and gravitational force is acting at every point. I can select any point over the surface of the earth. The gravitational force is acting at every point. Okay, and therefore the object or mass or ball is accelerating with the acceleration that is close to 9.8 or 10 meter by second square. So I can't say just depending on the motion of the ball whether it is moving up or moving down or moving sideways. Every point it is accelerated because of the force of gravitation. So it is acting also on P, it is acting on Q, on R, every point. Okay, whatever I am drawing these red points, every point it is acting. So all the points it is acting. So only PQ, PR, QR cannot be the answer. It is acting on all the points. Therefore, D is the answer. Now we will see question number 3. The graph shows how the speed of the car changes with the time. Okay. And you can see this is the speed versus time graph. Which of the following gives the distance traveled in the time interval QR? So time interval OR. Okay. This is the time interval. It is starting with O and ending at R. And they are asking us what is the distance, and this is the speed time graph. And we know that speed is nothing but the distance divided by time. So what is the distance? From this formula we can say distance is nothing but speed into time. Speed into time. And always remember, whenever there is a speed time graph, okay, the area under the curve, if you consider this area under the curve, this area is nothing but the product of the x and y. Here y-axis is speed and x-axis is time. So this area under the curve, area under this line, is nothing but speed into time, and speed into time is what? It is nothing but the distance. So we can say this distance is nothing but this is given by the area. Okay, this area under the curve or area under the line. Okay, so if you want to calculate the distance, this area, that is nothing but OPQR, is to be considered, and that is nothing but given in the option number 1. So the area OPQR is the answer. The length PQ cannot be the answer. Okay, PQ, you can see here, PQ is nothing but it is just a line on the graph, speed time graph, which cannot be the area. The length QR minus PO. So here this is QR, this is nothing but PO. This is nothing but vertical line. It is vertical line is nothing but the speed. So speed, QR is a speed, PO is a speed. Speed minus speed will give you only the speed, not the area. Here the ratio QR minus divided by PO. That is nothing but QR divided by PO. So that is also the ratio of the speed that will be in Euclid's quantity. So that cannot be answer. Answer is nothing but the area under this speed time graph. Now we will see the question number 4 over here. Here the question number 4. Aeroplane flies from town X to town Z and stopping for 1 hour at town Y. Okay, at this town Y it is stopping for 1 hour to pick up more passengers. The distance between the towns are given in the diagram. Total time taken between leaving X and arriving at Z is nothing but 3 hours. What is the average speed of the aeroplane in the air? Okay, so you can see it is starting from the X, then it goes to Y. There it is covering the distance of 300 km. At Y it is stopping for 1 hour, then it is going towards the Z. And from Y to Z it is covering the distance of 200 km. And total time it is taking from X to Z is nothing but 3 hours. And since it is stopping for 1 hour, we have to subtract that time, and the total time for journey will be equal to 2 hours only. And what is the definition of average speed? It is very important. The definition of the average speed is nothing but total distance covered divided by total time taken. And here we can see the total distance covered is nothing but, I can write, it is nothing but this 300 plus 500, that will be 300, can write over here. For rough calculation, it is 300 plus 200, that will be total distance covered, divided by total time is how much? This will be 3 hours minus 1 hour. Okay, 3 minus 1. I should write over here 3 minus 1 because 1 hour it is stopping at, so that's why I have subtracted the point. Subtracted. Now you can see this is nothing but 500 divided by 2. Okay, so the average speed is total distance covered divided by total time. Total distance covered is 300 plus 200. Total time taken is nothing but 2. So you can see the option number C is only the answer. Remaining are like 500 by 4, 500 by 3. Do not confuse with this. Okay, the total time taken is 3, but it is stopping for 1 hour, so we have to subtract that. Now the question number 5. A train travels along the track from A town to B town. A map shows the route. Okay, it is starting from A town, it is going towards the B town, and you can see here the distance covered by the train is between the towns is nothing but 220 km. It moves at an average speed of the 70 km per hour. How long does the journey take? So we know that speed is what? Speed is nothing but distance divided by time. So if you want to, if you rearrange this formula, this time will go to the left hand side, speed will go into the denominator. So this formula will be equal to, time will be equal to, we can write distance divided by speed. Distance divided by speed. Okay, and how much distance it is covering? It is given nothing but 210 kilometers, and speed is nothing but 70. So here I can rough calculation, I can write down your distance is 210, speed is nothing but 70. Okay, so the time will be in terms of the hour, because this is kilometer per hour. So kilometer and kilometer will be cancelled from numerator and denominator, only hour will be remaining. So it is nothing but 710 divided by 70 hours. And this is nothing but option number C. Remaining option you can see here 7 less than 70 by 210. That cannot be the answer because we are here it is given because the journey is not a straight line. But we are talking about the speed and distance. We are not talking about the velocity and displacement. That's why it cannot be less than 70 by 210. Exactly 70 by 210, that is